morning everyone, and welcome to a new weekly vlog. Please excuse the state of me right now. There is currently a heat wave going on in the UK. It's around 20 odd degrees and honestly there's no wind or anything. It's literally that heat where it feels like you're walking through it and you can feel it. So I decided to put on a vest and shorts for today, and I've decided that I'm gonna go and sit in the shade today. I don't feel like I want to sit directly in the sun. Also my shoulders are hurting. I was in the sun a bit yesterday and I feel like it might have caught me a little bit. So I'm gonna wait a bit longer just because there's one good spot in my garden where there's a shadow, so I have to wait for the sun to move to a certain place and then I can sit down and not worry about getting burnt. But I thought I should update you on my reading because it is actually Thursday. I've been really bad at vlogging this week and it's been so sunny, and you guys know when it's sunny I tend to just sit outside and read and I don't update you guys, which is not great. But if you have seen my last vlog you'll know that I was trudging through Priory of the Orange Tree, and I'm very happy to say that I have finished this beast of a book. This is over 800 pages and honestly guys, it's one of my new favourite books. I absolutely loved this so much. The only problem I have with it is that I feel like the ending was a bit too rushed because we have about 600-700 pages of build up and then everything wraps up quite quickly, which is my only gripe. But Samantha Shannon has recently said that she is planning to write a few more books in this world. She did say maybe one sequel and 2 prequels, I think. I just really want to read more and find out more about some of the people mentioned in here that we don't get to see. So if you can't tell, I did give this a 5 out of 5 stars and I'm so glad I read it. I'm so annoyed though because I read the last few hundred pages in the sun and you can see that they've warped, which really annoys me, but oh well, you can't see that when it's on the shelf, so I guess it's not too much of a problem. It's weird, I don't mind my paperbacks getting damaged at all, but when it comes to a hardcover, especially a hardcover of a book that I really enjoy, I hate when the pages go a bit strange, so that's gonna bug me when I look at it, but it's my fault and it's not even that noticeable, and once it goes into some proper bookshelves it should straighten out. So that book was my penultimate book for the Make Your Myth Taker readathon, so I think it was the 7th book that I've read for Make Your Myth Taker, and the only one I have left to read now is Percy Jackson and the Titan's Curse. I think that's what it is. But I've decided at the minute, just because I've come from high fantasy, I don't want to go into another sort of fantasy world. I know it's middle grade and it's quite easy to get into, but I decided to pick up Murder at the Vicarage by Agatha Christie. Again, if you saw my last vlog, you'll know that I unboxed a few Agatha Christie books and I did also read And Then There Were None, and I loved it so much. And I did say in that vlog that I've been wanting to read the Miss Marple books first, just as a starting point for me, so then I can go on from there. And this is the first Miss Marple mystery. This is basically what the title suggests. A man is murdered at the local vicarage of the village of St. Mary Mead. It's a small village with a lot of nosy people, but nobody actually saw what happened. I am about halfway through now. It's 400 pages in this edition and I'm on page 203, so I feel like I can get this done pretty quickly. I did read a good chunk of it yesterday, but it was quite late in the afternoon when I started this because I did have a bit of a break, but I feel like I'm gonna fly through it. It is always confusing to start with a new murder mystery, especially Agatha Christie books, because I feel like there's so many characters that you're trying to get your head around everyone and you can't quite remember who is who. So I had that problem a bit with this book, but I've gotten over that now, and I think it does help that I've watched the ITV series for these. Even though I don't tend to remember, you know, who did it and the majority of the story, I sort of remember the characters, so I feel like that does help me whilst reading these books. So I would advise watching the TV show first maybe, just so you're familiar with the characters and the village and the setting, because I feel like you still really appreciate the mystery by itself. So the plan for today is to read the next 200 pages of this and possibly start Percy Jackson afterwards. I probably will, I'm not gonna lie, because like I said, I just plan to sit outside and read today. Nothing too exciting, and yeah, I've got 200 pages of this. I feel like the last 100 pages will be quite fast paced, and then this afternoon I might pick up Percy Jackson just to try and get another quick read, because I do read those very quickly. But I guess I'll update you guys tonight, maybe tomorrow morning, it depends. But regardless, I will have finished this when I next update you, because like I said, I'm just planning to sit down and read. Hi guys, it is actually Sunday now and I haven't updated you properly since my first clip, and that is because I've actually been extremely ill. I don't know why, but my tummy just took a completely funny turn the other day, and yeah, I was basically bedbound for 2 days, and then I woke up yesterday for the Make Your Myth Taker 24-hour readathon and I had the biggest headache I've ever had, and honestly that's not even an exaggeration. I went upstairs to my bedroom, I put all the lights off, and I literally lay there for hours. I could not do anything. If I was looking at my phone, my head would just pound. So it's not been the best for reading this week, unfortunately. But I didn't want to not post the vlog because I am trying to be consistent in my uploading and I am feeling a lot better now. So I'll talk you through what I have been reading and then I'll talk you through what I'm planning on reading next. I did mention in my first clip that I was reading Murder at the Vicarage by Agatha Christie, and I did finish this on the day that I updated you guys, so I'm very, very happy with that. This is such a good introduction into the Miss Marple detective stories. I love this. I love the setting of St. Mary Mead. It's full of very, very nosy people that know everyone's business. So when a crime occurs, everyone has seen something, and it's very, very interesting. Secrets are revealed, and this is also the first time we see Miss Marple. Now, in this book, I wasn't the biggest fan of Miss Marple. You don't see her that much, to be honest with you. It's from the perspective of the vicar. So as a vicar, he does daily rounds, he goes to people's houses, checks on them, that sort of thing, and then he gets involved in this investigation because obviously the murder happens at the vicarage, and so he gets roped in, but because he's the friendly neighbourhood vicar, Miss Marple does go up to him and starts theorising, and he realises that she is a lot cleverer than most people. So we see a lot more of her towards the end, not so much in the start, but she does pop in here and there and it's quite funny. I gave this a 4 stars. I think it's a low 4 stars. I did really, really enjoy it, but I think it's one of Agatha Christie's earlier works, especially the Miss Marple series. This is the first book in that set of books, so I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. Nothing much happens. The murder mystery is very basic. It's not the most complex thing in the world. I did have such a good time reading it, and obviously the purpose of this book I think is more to familiarise the reader with Miss Marple and her village of St. Mary Mead, and just a whole different bunch of characters, because we are introduced to basically every single person in this village. So if they appear in one of the next books, then I will recognise them from this one. I really enjoyed this one and I can't wait to carry on reading the Miss Marple mysteries. After I finished that, I took a bit of a break from reading because I wasn't sure what I wanted to pick up yet. I have been reading a secret book for a vlog that I'm doing, and I obviously didn't want to include it in this vlog because it does have to remain secret until the vlog is posted. So in between reading that, I decided to listen to the audiobook of All Boys Aren't Blue by George M. Johnson. This is a memoir about his life as a black gay man, and oh my goodness, it is so powerful. I read it in one sitting. I decided to sit down and fill in my Owl Crate colouring book whilst listening to it, and I really enjoyed that. The book, like I said, is very impactful. It deals with a lot of hard topics, but I feel like everyone needs to listen to this book because it's just told in such an amazing way, and the author actually narrates the book as well, so that just made it all the more impactful for me. I don't feel like I can give a review on this because, like I said, it is a memoir. I haven't read that many non-fiction books, but I did give this one a 4 stars. It's quite a high 4 star. Like I said, I've not read a lot of non-fiction, so I don't know what my 5-star book for that genre is, but I do plan on rereading it and I will see if I place it differently after that, because I do want to get to some more non-fiction just so I can make the comparison and make sure I'm giving the books a fair rating. And then, like I said, yesterday was the Make Your Myth Taker 24-hour readathon. I did actually start my last book for the Make Your Myth Taker TBR, and that is Percy Jackson and the Titan's Curse. I've got about 100 pages into it, 106, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I did try to read this yesterday, but by that point it was around 11 o'clock in the morning and my head was really starting to hurt, and that's when I decided it'd just be better for me to go and lie down. So I've decided to do my own little 24-hour readathon today. I'm going to start it at around 5 o'clock, I think. It's almost 5 now, but my goal is basically just to finish this book either tonight or tomorrow at the latest, because then I will have finished my my TBR for the Make Your Myth Taker readathon, which I'm so happy about. I feel like this is also going to be a really quick read because I have read the other two books in the series and I read them pretty quickly, almost in one sitting, so I don't think that will be a problem for this one. I just hope that I actually get in the mood to read because, like I said, the past few days have just been awful and the last thing I've been wanting to do is pick up a book. But I'm into this. I'm really excited to see how everything pans out, and I do need to get a move on with this series because I did start reading it about 2 months ago with the intention of reading a book every 2 weeks, but I never ended up getting around to this one, so I put it on this month's TBR to make sure that I did, and it is the last book for the readathon. I am really sorry that this vlog is probably a massive mess and that I haven't updated you guys, but I hope you can understand. I am actually so glad that I was ill this week because next week is actually my 21st birthday, and last year I was extremely ill on my birthday. And I did not want a repeat of that, so touch wood, I will be fine for my actual birthday now that I've had this little weird illness, and hopefully everything is good for next week because it's the one day that I actually want to have a really good day with nothing going wrong, hopefully. But the world is testing us right now, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I am extremely sorry that my vlogs lately have just been awful. I really do hope that they will improve once the restrictions with lockdown start to ease up a bit, but I don't want to go into that yet because who knows. As of now, I am going to go downstairs and read some of Percy Jackson and the Titan's Curse. I might try and read a chunk of 100 pages, but I do also know that Chloe from Books with Chloe has posted her live stream on her Patreon, and I think I might watch that and read because normally she does read for a bit during the live shows, and that does get me to read a bit more because I have to stay focused. So I might do that, we'll see, but for now the plan is just to sit down and get through some of this book. Hello! So, I am about halfway through this book now. I am 152 pages in. So yeah, I've made a good chunk of progress. I am planning on reading a bit more tonight, however, so I should get further along in this. I might even finish it, who knows? But I am really enjoying this book. Not so much has happened so far. It's been quite a slow start, but it's also been very fast-paced. I don't know how Rick Riordan does it, but he writes so fast-paced that even the boring aspects of the book where the characters aren't actually doing anything, I'm flying through it because, like I said, the writing is just so addicting and fast that I'm just flying through. So that's a really good thing. I have, like I said, about 120 odd pages left now, so I'm very excited to get through this. But in this one, we have a new sort of character element. So we have the Hunters, which are Artemis's girls in a way. So they pledge themselves to the goddess Artemis, who is the goddess of the hunt, and the girls can join, and they do also get immortality if they do pledge themselves. So they're a badass group of girls, which I love. They've already put Percy in his place a few times, and it's just brilliant. Talia doesn't really like them either, and I feel like we're gonna know why pretty soon, but there is also a lot of mystery surrounding them, especially Zoe, who is one of the leaders, so I'm excited to see what plays out there because apparently she has something she's keeping from everyone, so that'll be cool to see. But the premise of this one so far is that one of the friends is captured. I don't want to say who because I don't really want to spoil these books, but one person from this cast of characters disappears, and shortly after that the goddess Artemis herself disappears and no one knows where she is. And so Artemis's hunters have been sent to Camp Half-Blood, and there the oracle does prophesy that there will be a quest with 5 people and that 2 of them will be killed, one of them by their own parent. So it's very mysterious, we don't know what's going on. A few characters are chosen, however Percy is not, because the hunters don't like boys and so they don't want Percy to go along. However, Percy finds a way. It's kind of a bit of a coincidence, but it's kind of not, and so he does end up joining this quest, and I'm very scared because there is a prophecy that one of the children of the big 3 are going to betray the gods and bring destruction with them, so I'm very scared. I don't know who it is, and it's just intense. But we're only halfway through and we still haven't really gotten going on this quest. We've started off, but it's still in the early stages. I feel like the last 70 odd pages will be focused on the end point because, like I said, one person from the friend group and the cast of characters does disappear, and so they do need to try and save that person. It's getting into more dangerous territory now. There's a lot more at stake, there's a lot more danger, and the threat is very real. But So far, I do love the dynamic of the whole group that have gone on the quest. I think it's such a funny situation and it's just got so many different characters with different views. So it is interesting to see these characters band together to try and save the people that they love. But again, I'm terrified because it does say on the back as well, the Oracle has predicted that not all of us will survive. So I don't think there's any way to avoid that. I think it is inevitably going to happen. I just have to try and prepare myself. For now, I'm going to sit down again and try and finish this. And if I don't finish it, I at least want to get to page 200. Hi guys, I'm here to close out this week's vlog and to tell you guys that I did in fact manage to complete Percy Jackson and the Titan's Curse. I think that this is my least favourite out of the Percy Jackson series so far. I enjoyed the book and I flew through it, but it did feel like nothing really happened. It felt like this was a filler book, and I feel like the last two books now are going to be quite intense. So while I did really enjoy this, I don't feel like we got as much action and character development as we do normally. Unfortunately, this is my least favourite book in the series so far. I gave this one a 4 stars. I know I was really hyping it up the last time I updated you because I thought this was going to be a really intense ending, but honestly it wasn't. I wish it would have been a bit more high stakes because going into the last books now, I don't know if Rick Riordan's going to play it safe like he did in this one. I'm hoping he doesn't, but we'll see. I don't have much more to say about this one, but I did enjoy it. It's just not my favourite. So that is it for this week's vlog. I know it was a rubbish one. I'm editing it and I was debating posting it, but I am going to just for consistency and the fact that I did actually read quite a bit this week. I finished Priory of the Orange Tree, I read The Murder at the Vicarage, I listened to All Boys Aren't Blue, and I did read Percy Jackson and the Titan's Curse. So that is a win for me, even though I didn't share a whole ton with you guys. So again, I am extremely sorry about that. But if you did somehow like this video, don't forget to click the like button down below as well as the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. It truly does mean the world to me, and I will see you soon in my next video. Goodbye!